See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Calabar TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Calabar TV with the host and best Davis. Take it away.
I enjoyed it. Trust me. If I was there, probably it would have been much better. But I mean, it was good.
I do not disagree with you. And we have to remind everyone that after over 4 decades, Cavalier have finally clinched the title. How do you think they're feeling?
I mean, they must be ecstatic over the moon right now. I mean, I can't even explain how they are feeling, but I think they're happy. They're probably in a jubilant mood, of course. I mean, Rudolph Speed, kudos to him. He would have stuck with the youngsters. He would have decided that this is the way that he is going. And for the patience that he would have had to stuck it out, and it would have paid dividends for him at this particular juncture, it's a good thing. Me happy for him, man. Me happy for him. The man put out him philosophy, believe in it, and it paid off. So of course, him a punch the year right now,
Yeah.
And Mannings, I know you're good friends of Mr. Speed. So based off what you know of him, he's gone and he's created history with this Cavaliers team.
What?
How do you think he's feeling?
Well, one thing I know, I'm not going to be happy that I picked Waterhouse to win. you know what? Coach Minzy hit the nail on its head. That for you to have a philosophy and you keep doing it, because remember, Cavaliers keep finishing in the top 6 in the playoffs for years and keep getting knocked out. And it's easy after 4 years to say, let me change. You understand me? Let me change this. Let me get in some older players. And he just keeps on doing the same thing, and it has produced this kind of result. The point is, sometimes, at the end of the day, I think philosophy wins out, which is what Coach Minzy is alluding to. And you can say this can transition to the national program. If we had a consistent philosophy, at some point it's going to work. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over, at some point people are going to get used to doing it. It's going to become automatic. And you could see that finally it has borne fruit. And for that, I am extremely happy for him. And I'm also happy for I'm happy for the league, because this is going to shift how other teams operate. Imagine a man who's teenagers and win the league. You think you're going to want to go back to 37 and 38 years old? I am sure that Javon Watson won't find a team.
I am sure.
I am sure Javon Watson will not be able to find a team in the next edition of the Premier League, having know that a young team has won it. You understand me? It's like certain things just change, change cultures and change patterns. It's just like Coach Minzy is a track coach, and if a coach uses a lot of overseas athletes in the program to win champs, it pushes other coaches to kind of think the same way. The fact that he has finally succeeded with this particular kind of youthful team, I think is going to challenge other teams. Two of the youngest teams went to the final. Think about that. Harborview, a next young team, was in the playoff. Watch this. All the older teams got knocked out. Mount Pleasant started bringing in all of their youngsters. It's like there's a paradigm shift in the whole league.
You're absolutely right there. There's definitely an appetite for youth. Almost you can say dare to dream. And for Cavalier, they did exactly that, and they made their dreams come true. Now, for us that's in the diaspora, obviously yourself, Mannings and Coach Minzy, you have the pleasure of seeing these guys play week in, week out. Now, we know that they came into the final, they being Cavalier, came into the final, youngest team in the competition. And they also came in with 0 goals conceded on 4 games. So what separates this Cavalier side to the rest of the league?
I think they, as I said before, the coach has a philosophy, and I believe that he drills it. You know what I mean? And he also recruits the youngsters that would have been able to fit into his style of play. And that's how it normally works out. And as a coach, you have to ensure that you have players that can fit into your system and your style of play. Because if you get them and you're not having them to play how you want to play, it's going to be problematic. So I definitely think that he stuck to it because he would have gotten the players that would have fit into his system. And it's a regiment style of thing that they do. And it worked for him. You know what I mean? So it's a good look to know. I sound like a scratch record to reiterate the point so very often that the man have him philosophy, him stick with it, and it paid off. For the past probably 6 years or so, as Manning say, him up finishing at the top 6. But more so, I think he has been finished. He's finished probably third out of that top 6 about 3 times or 2 times. So you could see that it was a work in progress. And if many clubs would have seen the vision and developed the youngsters throughout the ranks, then definitely we probably could have more advanced players playing in the league, you know. But again, we don't know. Again, they said the club is set up to win, and not everybody believe that the youngsters can actually do that. But Mr. Speed, sure, I will see the paradigm shift, as Manen said, that will take place going forward.
I think what we have just witnessed could be a change in history for Jamaican football. And I'm talking about Jamaican football as a whole, including the national side. Because what I expect now is, you know, no disrespect to the rest of the competitions, rest of the team in the competition, but surely when you're looking at recruiting or calling up players for the national team, whoever is in charge of that selection process will be looking at the champions and saying, maybe it's time to recall Jadine White to the national side and co.
Well, let me say this, Christian. If Rudolph Speed have a scout and everybody in Jamaica knows him, his name is Maxwell. Don't know his first name. If you ask anybody in football, they know him. Coach Minzy said something very important. So there's a very talented young player in Jamaica. Not going to call his name, but he goes to one of the prominent high schools, right? Very gifted, but he's very slow. He's not the fastest player, but he's one of the top youngsters. He's around 16 now. He has won tournaments, gone to Manchester United. He has gone to big clubs overseas to be looked at from age 12, winning everything. In terms of competition, all right? And his scout saw the player, and they said that the player is one of the skillest players, right? In Jamaica, very gifted, good on the ball. But here's the thing, he wanted to go to Cavaliers. You know the one reason why they didn't take him? They said all of their players must be very fast in terms of sprinting. And because the player is, though he's better in terms of all of the skills than most of the other players, they said he's not fast enough. All right? That means that they don't recruit and then create a system. They have a system like Coach Minzy was saying. And based on the system, they recruit to fit that system. I'm saying if at our Premier League level, we can have that, why not at our national level? All age groups, we have the same kind of thing.
That's a fair point. I know Rise in the background and he's quiet for the time being. And believe me, guys, he has plenty to say, but he's a little bit annoyed at the moment. We all know Ryan is based in Canada. And unfortunately, because of his location, he wasn't able to watch tonight's final. So how are you feeling, Ryan? I know it's style, so I just have to laugh because I know he isn't frozen.
You look a fun and joke, man. You can't too serious all the time, man.
The man vex stream never get to watch the match, man. The man try everything. But I don't understand how the stream never work in Canada and it work in North America.
I don't know what happened, but anyway, I must say, bro, we have to give Rudolph Speed respect. I told people this over the years. If Rudolph Speed was running some football in Jamaica, have talk in Jamaica, I believe our football at the youth level would have been much, much, much far. Because I know Rudolph Speed from probably 12, 13, him coach me at the he coached me at the under 13 level, under 15 for what you call it? I don't remember, but he believe in a youngster.
Cassava.
He
Yeah.
believe in a the youngster them and believe in a the youth them. And I must say, well done to him. He has been trying to come to the Premier League years upon top of years and him fail. But coming to the Premier League, finished third and now champion. Who can talk to Rudolph Speed? Nobody can talk to Rudolph Speed. When Rudolph Speed win and a person like Craig Butler win, I am happy for them because they go through a lot in Jamaica by people fight him down and all of these stuff. So whenever Craig Butler win and Rudolph Speed win, I always happy for them. So big up the Cavaliers and I hope the rest of the team them believe in the youngster them. And you know this pandemic has really, really make clubs start to believe in the youngster them because most of the player them going overseas. Yeah, no respect means it. Most of the player them go overseas and they cannot um to come back and play for chum change and this open up the gate for more Jamaican young player to play in the Premier League because 2013 when I just leave high school, no one want to trust in the youngster them and give them a debut in the Premier League. So I must say, man, big up to every single people at Cavaliers Football Club and the quality of the league, bro. I watching a few clips on Instagram, the decoration of the league, the field, when you look at the team logo and all of these stuff, I see it on Instagram and I must say, bro, it's growing, bro. It's growing. Good to see them take the Premier League outside of the community where it can broadcast more across the world because Talawa in England watching it. So that means that we're going in the right direction and it's going to only get better and better. And I like the name, the Jamaican Premier League. No
Yeah.
Red Stripe Premier League, the Jamaican Premier League. That more marketable. You
Marketable.
understand?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I love what you said there, Ryan, in terms of marketing, because we have
Yeah.
said, myself, you, and Mannings as well, that Jamaica is a brand. It markets itself. Yes, you can have sponsors on board, but like you said, Jamaica Premier League, that is clean cut and it is attractive in every sense of the word. You also touched on the marketing and the branding. You touched on social media and the contents that's coming out through various platforms. Has the new marketing persuaded you or kind of sucked you in to say, you know what, I need to like try my very best to try and watch the Jamaica Premier League?
Of course. Of course. Seen it on Instagram and seen it on the
Yeah.
Premier League page. It's good. The highlight, the pitch, the player them passing the ball much more better. You see much more better control from the player them. So as I said, this is just the start for the Jamaican Premier League, and they have some very good people running. The what I call it the PSC or what they want to name. We have some very good people running it. So
PLFA, Professional League Football Association. I think it's PLFA, but I know what you're talking. Yeah, man.
it's a JC man running it. So it in good hand. It in good hand. It in good hand. So sky's the limit for the Jamaican Premier League. Mannings man, where you see the Premier League the next 2 years?
Listen, I think the trajectory that is on is very good. I like what you said though. The fact that there is this new thrust in terms of the marketing the fact that you can go on YouTube, you have like a channel like mine and other persons speaking about the league. Like I said, the whole decor, when you look at the field, it is a whole lot. Everything just look better. The play is better. Today, for example, it's very ironic that the player who got red carded is one of what you'd call from the old guard. In other words, one of the older players who are coming out of the league, because that was the kind of play that used to be okay 10 years ago. It's not anymore. Like those things, I think, is one. I know I grew up, right, because though I was I'm from the Garrison, but it's uptown Garrison is different from downtown Garrison. People who know Garrison life know that. So I'm from Whitehall Avenue, so you know you have Roehampton and Heavendale and all of those places close by. All right, so you have kids, Ryan, who are very good footballers, but their parents would not. Them probably will go champion, and them are the star of champion. But their parents would not have them come and play for Boys Town. Would not have them go and play for Team. You understand me? Because of how they see those clubs and how the league is played, because I know parents who say they would not have their child play in the JPL before, in the Premier League before, because they see it as a karate league and kung fu league and kickboxing league. Seriously, I'm talking. Now I think more parents are willing to allow their kids to play, because like today you rarely saw any. You can't. There's only one tackle that you could say that was really out about it. You want that because that's not part of the modern game. I don't watch English Premier League and see man a close line and all of them things there. You don't. That's back in the day football, and I think because it is changing, more persons who would not want their kids to play local football are going to say to them, "No, you can play. I watch it on TV. It's not as aggressive. It is being played at good venue. It is safer." You understand me? I know that I can go to Tivoli and watch a game, you know. I can go to Jungle and watch a game. But a lot of other people don't know that. And so when you put the game like up where it's at now, more people from other places will want to watch it. You don't want to be watching your football and you understand me, you see a lady over a wash her clothes, or you understand me, you see a man just take some water through because the camera no, those things used to happen when games were televised. You understand me? You see bus and car, you hear sound, play all kind of things. I think the whole venue and all of those things, you can sit down and watch it and not hear no bad word or curse in the background, you know, because so all of these things
More professional.
It's which is what Ryan, and it becomes more marketable. Like people can attach their brand to it now because you're saying this thing is clean. It's clean in terms of its look and what they are doing out on the field. So I think it's an up. It's not where it ought to be, but it's not where it used to be.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Before I continue, guys, I need you to check out Believed Baller. These guys are basically the platform that I use to keep up to date with the Jamaican National Premier League. So they're excellent at putting through highlights in little snippets, right? So like a 1 minute snippets. So you get little snippets, you can get the goals, you can see the assist maker. So please check out Believed Baller on Instagram and also on YouTube as well. Travis has also just said that Travis does some excellent work for Believed Baller. He says if you have any problem trying to watch the Jamaica National Premier League, contact me. Only works on Android phone. My app is confidential and free. So guys, please take up his offer. He's a trusted guy and he does some incredible work.
Ryan, you hear that, Ryan?
Travis give too much problem, man. Travis give too much problem, man. Always give me problem. Travis, link up Ryan LFC. Link up on Twitter, Ryan LFC 13. Or you can watch one of my previous video them. Like recently Ryan update. You can see get my phone number. So Travis, stop the play around when you come on my channel, bro. Seriously, bro. Stop play around, bro. But link me up on Instagram, LFC Domination. Keep in touch. Yeah.
Yes, so hit up Believe Baller, guys. And they've actually posted highlights from tonight's final. So check out Believe Baller on Instagram. Now let's get back to the game. Someone asked what was the score. It went down to the decisive penalty shootout, and Cavalier are the newly crowned kings of the Jamaica Premier League after over 40 years. Let's look at a Waterhouse, because if you're watching those two games from the diaspora, those two teams from the diaspora, within the first, say, 20 minutes of game time, you would assume that Waterhouse was the younger squad, wouldn't you? Especially with that red card sending off, which basically screams lacking in discipline.
Yeah. You want? Well, let me say it this way. Like sometimes people say we don't have any good coaches, right? I'll say and Ryan can attest to this because Ryan played schoolboy football. You see, at the schoolboy level, at like under 16, under 17, I think we have some good coaches. So I think what we saw today is Maurice Gale, who works with Neville Bell. He has been working with Neville Bell at St. George's for several years. And if anyone has watched St. George's play in the last 10 years, Neville Bell is the kind of coach that if a player is down on the field from the next team, he will go out there and pick them up and help them. I think there was an incident with, was it Excelsior? And a few seasons ago, and like people are saying, why going out there to help his opponent? So there's this, and I think Fuzzy, they call him Maurice Gill, comes out of that camp. And so I knew that in terms of a coaching level, the game would be a well-coached game. All right? A well-coached game. And that's what I think. I think that Speed is my friend, but Speed was out-coached. You can't be down. You can't have 10 players and outplaying the team for more than a half of football and in extra time. In other words, for 90 minutes, Waterhouse played with 10 players, and for 90 minutes they look better. That is down to good coaching.
Would you say it's good coaching, or is it a combination of good coaching? Because I still think that you could credit Mr. Speed for having good coaching for.
Yeah, man, he's a good coach. He's a good coach, you know. But on this particular game,
But
he was out coached for this game. Yeah.
You know that when a team play 10 man, they always play much better.
That is true.
Because they have to work very hard, because most of the time one man free, so they always have to work very extra hard. And who knows if Waterhouse train leading up to this final with 10 man right through. You know what I mean? Preparing themselves.
Maybe they did that. But they lost the captain in Ryan.
Yeah,
and one of them men.
Big player.
Nikolai Finlayson. Watch this. And here's what the coach did. The coach took a CDM and put back. He didn't make a change, you know. It's not like he took off somebody. You know, normally, if you're down to 10 men, you take off a forward, put on a defender. He didn't do that, you know. All he did was take a CDM, put back around there, and match them up well. This guy named Howell, I mean, really played well. And I think, I'm not saying that he's a better coach. I'm just saying for this game, his tactics outsmarted Mr. Speed for the most part of the game. Because Mr. Speed made some changes. He took off his 3 best attacking players. Dwayne Busy Atkinson, Webster came off, and Shanil Thomas came off. And throughout all of this, Waterhouse maintained their same shape and their same. So I want to give him some credit. I wouldn't say he's a better coach than Rudolph Speed. I just said for this game, I think he outcoached him for this game. And you know, I was going to say Ryan, but Aleman is a very good coach. Why aren't some of these coaches ever in the like you understand me? Like Rudolph Speed has never had a national team to coach, you know. Do you realize that?
Yeah, but more I know Rudolph Speed a coach, you know. He normally hire somebody to coach, but
that is true.
He still want to coach a team. So yes, Aliman, Jackie Walter, all of these coaches get them chance.
Aliman never coached a national team yet, man.
Of course, him and Jackie Walters.
Oh, long time that man. Long time.
Me I tell you about 2013.
What, under 17?
Yeah. Coach,
Okay.
this early man bring me from, you know. Go Excelsior.
Okay. All right. So we did get a one look job still. All right.
Yeah, man, Jackie Walter there, you know the funniest thing? He have one of the highest. He have one of the top coach in Jamaica with the certificate and thing.
Yeah. In terms of certification. Yeah.
Him study at Netherlands. Jackie Walters, the same coach from Downswell.
Donzel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Donzel studied in Germany, I think.
Yeah, he get him first thing in Netherlands and then go.
Netherlands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Manny,
See,
just speaking.
you said
Sorry,
believe.
continue.
You said believe baller.
Yes, Believe Baller. They're one of my favorites. Here they
Alright.
are. That's how you
Okay.
spell their name, people. Please
Alright.
check them out on Instagram. They have got you covered. Like I said, when I need to see those games highlights in bite-sized content, those are the guys that I turn to. So they're
Alright.
very good at covering
Alright.
Reggae Boys content. And that's
Alright.
across the globe, not just in Jamaica.
Okay. Believe baller. Just drop me a link on I Am Sure Sports on Instagram. Check out your gun. Yeah, man. Yeah,
So going
right.
back to one of your comments, sorry, continue, Manny.
No man. Go ahead, Crystal, man. It's your thing.
Sure.
Yeah, man.
Just picking up on
Wake
what
up Ryan, man, because Ryan look like he must sleep. Talk and wake up Ryan, man. Make Ryan talk, man.
Just touching on what you've said with the difference in style of coaching, you've seemed to sway in towards perhaps Waterhouse coach outclassing the Cavaliers coach. But do you think it's just a matter of getting the application wrong? And the application getting wrong would be for Cavalier, right? Because you saw there in the first 45, you could say the first half an hour leading up to that goal, they looked pretty sharp on the break, right? So do you think it's just a matter of they might have just got their application a tad bit too wrong? And then from there, you actually saw Waterhouse creep back into the game. But as Ryan quite rightly put it, when you've got a team that's down to 10 men, they tend to up the tempo and up their collective games, therefore making them such a difficult unit to break down.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Man must wake up.
When they say I screw like a topper.
Nah, screw man. No man. Nah, screw man. But yeah, like that stream is more chilling, talking about the JPL. We don't want to burn too much fire, Excited time, so just taking it easy and stuff.
But you're right, Crystal. Here's what so watching the game, right? So Cavalier started, they scored. All right. They were pressing Waterhouse. Waterhouse was, because your coach always tell you, listen, you can't defend everything. So give them some things and you defend certain things. So what Waterhouse did is allow the center backs to do all the passing at the back and waited until they got into the middle third that they really start pressing them. Once Howell got into the game, he started dominating. And you figure that would happen because Cavaliers have more ball playing ballers. And I also think they were hampered because Webster, one of their better players, he has been injured. And so that affected them. But I have to give again, at the end of the day, Cavaliers won. And if you want to say a coach out-coached the man, you have to look at this. He ended up getting it right because he won the game. And maybe it was part of his strategy to conserve because the teams have been playing a lot of games in a truncated season. You understand what I mean? So both of them get credit, but I felt like like I said on the stream today, that it's when you have a man down, keep him down. And I think like they eased up on the gas, opened the door for Waterhouse, and they couldn't sustain the pressure. You just knew that a mistake was going to be made. Again, their oldest player came on. I'm telling you, this thing with the old players, you know that the player who came on and made the mistake for them to conceive the penalty is their oldest player. And you know what they did, Ryan? You remember what happened to you when you went to Westmoreland and cut off a leading by 3, and you let 2 goals in? What did the coach do? What if it's a speed though?
Wow, up somebody behind the building, bro.
All right, so this time he took off, and this guy, come on, Simpson, you know, he took him off, you know, and put on somebody else, you know. He brought him on with around 10 minutes left. The man caused a goal, and he took off the man off the field.
Speed known for them thing there, bro. That's why I'm upset with Speed till today, bro.
Yeah.
Me make 2 mistakes, goal score right away. Bumpy, warm up. Don't make him see me now. You know, like we are come home back on the bus and him say, yo, don't make Ryan see, you know, I warm up. You know. I'm not want him give away our next one, you know. So tell him outside behind the one building there behind the
man, behind the changing room, right?
Yeah.
You go behind the changing room, go warm up.
So send the man behind the changing room to go warm up because him know for me Lego our next one. Yeah, but I was pissed with Mr. Speed. I'm saying, bro, come on, bro. Not because you play on the bench, you just want to bring him on. And that for sure you that. Not because a Cavaliers play on the bench, you want to take me off. And you see him come back and do it again today. A player made a mistake and him cannot afford to make
and next
mistake to cause the team. Because sometimes that happens, you know, bro. You understand? So this is why sometimes I want coach to be ruthless as a coach. You in demand. No man feel like them above the coach. He speak. He lead from the front. You understand? That is what I want from my national coach, Theodore Whitmore. But he's moving like him have a split underneath him. He's not leading like he have 2 balls underneath him. You understand? But I must say, I see a comment down in the comment section where someone was saying Mount Pleasant should have 2 Premier League titles because of the money they have. No, bro, football, not because you have money, you're going to win the Premier League. How long it take Manchester City to win their first ever Premier League when they buy so much player, Robin and all of these player, and it didn't work out for them. It's just so it goes some time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But let me answer to Yankney Graham. Yeah, it is Webster that was at States, then Reno, then Wolmer's, and so he's at Cavaliers now. Good young player. Yeah. So that's the same Webster, Rolando Webster. Oh yeah, very good player. I think he's one of those players that if he continues to stay injury free, we could see him playing in Europe. I think he's that good. He has the potential to. Whether he matriculates into that, then yeah.
I have to pick up Ryan on his little female comment just then. I think if we had a female in charge, we would definitely be going to the World Cup just like the Reggae Girls did in 2019, Ryan. So
Yeah,
if
be
the day
careful,
comes and
yeah.
we have a female in charge, I think
Yeah, I
that's
prefer we have a female.
I think if that was the case, we'll be sailing to the World Cup. And I actually think the Reggae Boys can definitely take a lesson or two out of the Reggae Girls book because they were the last national side to go to the World Cup.
Yeah, most definitely, always. And I think they're going to make the World Cup again because I think they have much better player than when they have in 2019. The quality player that coming in, they will be a force to recognize again in the Caribbean. Can you imagine it? We're going to have 2 back-to-back World Cup for the girls. And you know what that going to do for the Reggae girls? That's going to set them up for the next 15 years.
Yeah. They also have some problems as well, you know. I mean, in terms
Similar
of
problems to the men's side,
yeah,
no
so we hope
doubt.
those things can be resolved, you know.
When them are going to just give over the team to the Mali? When them are just give the team to the Mali?
Well, but even with that, because of how FIFA operates, there has to be some involvement, and that becomes the problem, right? I don't know. Like, I mean, I didn't want to talk. I want to focus on honestly, because I don't even want to get into that right now, because it's going to stress me out and we have church about it. But you're right, though.
I see him the lady I say, you guys don't want the help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be good. All of these club outside of Jamaica using the Bob Marley thing, making crazy money and we are crying. It always happened to us. You know what I mean? So give somebody who can run it. I don't understand, bro. You remember you said to me, Mannings, man? You remember
Which
you said to me
lot?
last? You said to me that why Jamaican don't want to take help because they just
Yeah,
don't want to give that credit.
credit. Yep, yep.
Credit. Anyway,
Yeah, that and
tell
that is it.
Crystal I don't want to turn our show in a reggae boy show. So anyway,
But you know that Crystal up earlier, somebody asked a comment about the amount of players. I think it was Eddie Guna about the amount of players who have been injured in the league. I will say this: like a lot of those injuries had to do with the older players, and that's again you keep seeing. I'm not saying it is the best.
no Mannings, man.
I'm telling you, a lot of the
Most of the
players.
injure them are
Yeah.
because of the field, bro.
No man, I know enough. So the feel is the reason why the players get injured. But the players who primarily have been injured and out are the older players. In other words, the younger players are still affected by the field, but they recover faster from the injury. So if you look at the players who got injured and were out of the league, like Ricardo Campbell from Humble Lion, very old, the Visional Harris, a lot of the older players, because you see, the older you are, the harder it is for you to recover from injuries. Like younger bones and younger body can do that. I think now going ahead next year, part of the plan is, and you know that they have this thing called Insta TV that is going to be part of the big plan they have next year. That means that Ryan, now you can go on and compare the stats of a player at Cavaliers with the player playing in the USL. All the stats will be available on the players, which is a good thing. They are now going to start playing the games. Not all the games are going to be played at this venue because remember, originally it was supposed to be the National Stadium, Sabina Park, and Stadium East. But when they started, and I think they did a couple of games at Stadium East, the cost to move all those banners and things and to set up it at Stadium East and then to move it back for the next week became a problem. So what they are so they are working on a way to have like two different setups so that they don't have to play so many games at one venue. Because that was the issue that they were having still.
Mannings, man. We need to.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I usually work with the company. What's the name again, man? Just Bet. Who dealing with the design and stuff. I
Yeah.
think we need more than one company who do that stuff, bro. We cannot afford to only have one company who will decorate the field and stuff. We need more. We need more. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
And the game, let me tell you, Mannings, man. Me young, you know, nobody think me old, you know. Young player affected on that pitch, bro. The pitch is disaster, bro. You keep getting injury after injury after injury. And you cannot afford for the product. The player them are the product, you know. If they keep on getting injured, team not having their best player, what do you think going to happen to the league? So the field they need proper. Either they're going to play at stadium is Sabina Park. This turf thing, this what's the name again?
Astro,
Artificial.
they call
AstroTurf.
it AstroTurf.
That can't work, bro, if you want to play
And they're
professional.
going to play at Catherine Hall in Montego Bay because Mobile United is now in the league as a 12 team because Waterhouse weren't allowed to play the game because you have to meet. So what they have, I don't know if you know this, Crystal, that they have this gradient. Like you have to play in the Premier League, you have a 200-point system that you have to reach a minimum of 150. It would include like you have to have youth teams, females team in a setup. You have to have a good training facilities with a physical trainer, a medical doctor, a coach at a certain level. You have to have bank account. You have to have team meetings. You have to have all of those things. If you don't have those things, it brings down your score. And if you score below 150, you can't be in the league. That's part of the way that they're trying to improve the league. In other words, you can't just win in your parish and think you're going to play in the Premier League. If you don't have certain things that you win your parish, you're not going to make it because it's a professional league and it is tied to some FIFA requirement. And so, because Wadada never meet, Wadada I think got like 77 points when the minimum point is 150. Mobile United had 170 odd. So because of that, Mobile United has been given the slot. So now you have 12 teams, which includes Mobile United. And I guess Waterhouse will have to go back and play and try to put those other structural things into place. Because, football, we have to get rid of this football where one local man, I run a local team and him start it. And then at the league, him a the manager, him a the driver, him a the chef, him a help coach the team, and him collect the whole of the money. That kind of football have to stop in the Premier League. That is like that. You understand me? And we have a lot of that, right, Ryan? You know that, so we have a lot of that in Jamaica, and it have to stop.
Yeah, we need, and the thing to management, we as Jamaican, we don't understand ourselves. To be a good leader, when you leave, you must can see where you leave behind.
Yeah.
Example, if someone dead from Boys Town, like a Carbon or Enterprise, everything just mash up, brush up.
Yeah.
Because they did not teach more people in that role how to control stuff. And it's good to see the Premier League going that level where you have to have certain requirement for playing the Premier League. Because once upon a time when I play, I don't know if they're still doing it. As they get a lick anyway, you didn't even want to know what the waterman even ask you what I'm to you.
Magic spread.
Be a ice and magic spray, bro. Sometimes, brother, the liquid you get, brother, you didn't need a ice, bro. You understand? And it's good. It's good to see they getting a real doctor playing for Boys Town. It's just a man where trying to make a look of hustling. You know what I mean? But good to see the league stepping up, bro. That's where we want the league to be. You understand?
Absolutely.
A lot of growth, bro. A lot of growth. So when me and some people talk about the league, no good and thing, it getting there. It better. Quality wise, it better. I
We're going to
play
touch.
it and I know it getting better and better. Especially, and this is what I'm saying to you, Talawa. We have people in Jamaica where they can get sponsor for this Reggae Boys team. You need a proper person. I can't remember the person who run in the JPL League.
Chris Williams from Proven.
Yes, he know a lot of business people. This is why I'm saying, Mr. Speed, they know a lot of business people because they are businessmen. People willing to come on board for them. You understand? And this guy has done. He go JC. He has done great to the Jamaican Premier League. Can you imagine how much sponsor we get before he even a ball kick management and JFF crying and a beg, say them now have the sponsor, and the Jamaican Premier League get more sponsor and them corporate Jamaica sponsor them. That means there's something wrong with our federation, brother. You tell me that the Jamaican Premier League get over 100 million in a COVID. Them time the COVID just start and the man might get sponsor after sponsor. And our national team, corporate Jamaica now back them. Bro, we need to take off a hat, bro, and look what go on, brother. And see if something wrong in the JFF, bro. While nobody no want to come sponsor the Reggae Boys team. Something is wrong, bro. Something is wrong, bro. Nobody now give nobody their money if them not trust them, bro. I don't know where their money are go. People want to see this, bro. Bro, these are the things I'm learn, bro. I don't play at the highest level. I don't play in the English Premier League. When I was going to school, this, you think you could have, Aliman could have sent you out and you don't bring back him paper. You have to bring back him receipt. That's how people going to trust you. And when him send out the person, all right, go buy 10 bag of flour, 10 bag of chicken back, and him bring it back. The person bring it back. Quote, see the receipt. If him not bring the receipt, the man say bring back the goods. You see when the man get the receipt, the past students him come, this is what I'm spend, this is what I'm spend, give the principal. This is how you build up trust with people. That's why people can trust you to give them money. JFF, bro, I don't know. Something is wrong. That's why we can't get the corporate people. This now nothing to do with no foreign coach, brother. Something is wrong in the federation that we can't get sponsor, bro. We don't talk.
Yeah.
Before we move on, let me just answer King Jab's question. Interesting question. If you look outside of football, so the football that we call football, so in Jamaica, in Canada, and elsewhere in Europe, you will see that it is very uncommon to see a woman in the men's game. But if you look at NFL and their football, you will see that as it stands, the NFL has a record of 12 women serving as coaches in 2021. So that's an interesting question, but it depends on the sport that you're looking at. If you're looking at on football or soccer, then obviously it's a little bit uncommon, also depending on the country. But if you look at NFL, you are actually seeing women in leadership position, head coaches position, coaches position in 2021. So I hope that answers your question.
Let me just say this. There's a big women's coach down in Montego Bay. She used to coach a team called Granville when Jermaine Tuffy Anderson was on it, and they got to the brink of qualifying for the Premier League. Forget her name though. She was a big female coach out here. Always coach Granville team. So that's one. All right. 2, let me answer. The marketing manager at the JFF, some say she was fired, some say she resigned, but she's no longer there. So with the female,
already?
Don't she? So I think somebody said that. But I hear somebody asking about why there is no bad vibes. I think it's the national team when the women come in, like when you have all of these players from the EPL female, like if James were to come and play for Jamaica, James is the sister of Reese James.
Lauren James, yeah.
Lauren James.
Sister, I'm girlfriend.
His sister.
Yeah.
Oh, so you might post up some of them picture them like I'm girlfriend, sir. How you might go out?
They got a good relationship, but it's definitely.
I don't know. I don't
know. Man United. She play for Man United. No, man, me see man post some like.
No, she's on. She's she
Didn't
used
she
to
get
play
transferred to
Chelsea?
Chelsea? She got transferred to Chelsea.
She has played for Chelsea now. No, man.
Yeah.
At the time when this summer.
This summer she got transferred.
She's now a Chelsea player.
Oh, because when the Champions League final, me see this man all over me. I say, wow, nice to see me that a girl that plays football. You know what I mean?
I think you probably looked at that a little bit too wrong.
No, man, and then me see him post some follow on him story, and I say, wow. I say, him go on.
Yeah.
So let's look at Eddie Gooner's question. Yes, Eddie, I have been to the Amex. First time I went there, I was
No, she's asking if they went for Arsenal game today. Because they played against Brighton.
Did I go to? No, I didn't go today, but I have been. And I think when I first went to the Amex, it was in the championship, and I got invited by the Hutons. And I basically just went there because of the invite, and Chris Hughton was in charge then. Obviously, black manager in the Premier League. So I was like, I have to go and watch them play. And at the time, they were on their way coming up to the Premier League. So they were championship. And I was looking at them and I was thinking, this club deserves to be in the Premier League just because of their whole setup. And of course, now they're in the Premier League and their style of play has completely changed. So not the easiest team to play against. They're a bit like Arsenal's bogey team at the moment. So yes, a wonderful stadium, but I wasn't at that game today. I will be going back to games after the international break. Let's see.
Bro, that Brighton team, bro. A long time I tell people about that manager. Yeah, say yo, Arsenal should get that manager. What's his name?
But we all right. Arsenal is all right now. We don't need a new manager, man. Talk to Manchester United need a manager. Send him down there. We are all right. We okay with Arteta. Send him to Manchester United. They need a manager. But I was going to answer the thing about why when the women come into the women's team, you don't have this bad vibe. Brethren, because men have egos. Like some of these girls understand their limitation, the problem, and that is why I keep saying I blame everybody in the team. I blame the JFF. I blame the coach. Everybody must, and I blame the players. Everybody must take some responsibility, because I always use what we call in Jamaica corner league. Those of you in Jamaica, you know what corner league is. You go into some community, like when I'm from Kingston and I travel down to say St. Elizabeth to play corner league. There are some people in the corner They will cut their street, their local block. They find money to enter the league. They find money to buy jerseys. All right, they invite you as a guest player. Yes, when you go there, the man who paid for the jersey gives you his jersey to play in. He sits on the bench. You know why? Because to him, the important thing is not him playing, but his team winning. So he will allow a better player to play. That's how females see the national team. When the females see a person from England coming into the side or a person from La Liga coming into the side, they say to themselves, these players are better than us. Let them play. We will sit on the bench. Men don't view football like that in the national team right now. Even when they know that the player coming in better than them, they don't think they are supposed to play. As far as they are concerned, they are more interested in playing than the team going to the World Cup. That's what I perceive. It's an ego thing for men. Women don't have that big ego. Women will give up their spot for an next female that is better than them.
No, sir, Mannings, man.
No, unless a relationship you are talking about. But when it comes on to certain things in life, brethren,
Brian, behave yourself.
when it comes, listen, a girl will gladly give up certain things, and then she will give up her spot on a netball team easier than a man give up his spot on a football team. I'll tell her that. A woman on a netball team will give up her spot to a better player than a man giving up his team. I don't agree. I can tell you, men have a bigger ego than women, my friend. And because of that, they are less likely to give up their spot. You know much man not good for a team, and he would have rather stay out here and the team lose when he know a better man on the bench. That is my thought on that. But
Mannings, man.
Go ahead, right?
One, because he has been around long time before me on Earth.
What kind of, hey, buddy, hey,
yeah.
All right, go on.
Mannings, man. And people down in the comment section, this is a question for you guys. I want to test you guys' brain to see where your brain at, and I want to see if you guys listen or you guys just typing in. So, and this is a question I have. Mannings, man, Crystal, people down in the comment section. Mannings, man, you know why we have, when the team supposed to pick to go to the Olympic, you know why we have a trials at Jamaica? Everybody have to come to the national stadium and to run. You know why the cause of that?
Yeah, to prove who is the better.
Meeting standards and
meeting
to
the qualifying.
you have to qualify.
To meet the qualifying standard from your country.
Yeah, meeting standards.
Not only that.
And to run the qualifying time, because some of them have not met the qualifying time. Because remember, you can win the 100 meters in Jamaica, and still don't qualify for the Olympics,
Perfect example for that man is
bro. You know why? Back in the days, you see the same problem we're having at the national team, where we usually have the local runner them, and once upon a time we have few of the Jamaican runner them go overseas, go run. They don't in the country. And
King Jav, tell King Jav to delete the comment there and retype it. Yeah. King Jav, fix the second word in that sentence and send it back. Remove the D and send it back. But continue, Ryan.
Yeah. I said one of the big reason why, because back in the days we have track and field runner were based overseas, right? Yeah. But they still have Jamaican pairings. And back in the days, the Jamaican athlete were complaining and say, oh, the people them, come on, Mannings, man. I tell you about that thing already, bro. Yeah, disturb the show, bro.
Me?
Yeah, man. Yeah, sometimes it's good, bro, but yeah, disturb me, bro. When you...
What? No, man, I'm reading the comment.
Comment, bro. Yeah, chew me off, bro.
Oh, sorry. All right. All right. I need to stop reading the comment. All right. Sorry.
You can read it, bro, but kind of relax, man. I read it when me like this. I'm gonna make you.
No, brethren. I read glasses, bro. I read glasses, bro.
I think you have it for style, bro. I thought you have it for style.
You're mad if you put on this, you can't see where you going. Me, I tell you that. Anytime. You really think without wearing this big old thing for style? Really?
I thought it was style, bro.
All right. So you know that right now. All right. I can't read nothing at all.
Yeah?
When I said No, nothing at all I can read. There's nothing on this I can read. I can't even read the word that is right up here at the top.
How
I
much
can't
is?
tell you. Eh? No man, I
How much?
can see that is just yes. I can see that is your thumb.
You sure?
Yeah man, that is your thumb, man. I can see that,
How
but
much this?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can tell you the colors behind crystal, but I can't tell you anything that is written on them. You understand
How
me? So
much
it,
this? Yeah,
so
say,
it,
Manny,
all I'm saying, it is not style, Ryan.
I thought it were style, bro. Yeah, yeah.
Manny said, Eddie say you have a magnifying glass.
Bro. A long time in a laugh, so bro. I'm telling you, bro. A long time in a laugh, so bro. I swear to you, bro. But yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
the problem we have back in the days, right? The local runner them were complaining about the foreign base runner them come and I take over the national team. So you can go read about it. So what happened? The man them say, all right, level playing field. We're gonna make Jamaican overseas run against the local and see who are the best for make the team. I think we should do a home and away. Jamaica have them home game, the local play them have them home game in Jamaica, and the UK based play have them home game in a London where they play together, and then we make the team to see which team can come out on top, and then we'll pick the best 23 man from there because we're going to keep on have this problem.
Right, I don't know. I allow Mannings to speak, but I don't know if that can work with
Yeah.
football. You
Yeah.
think he can go and tell a player
No,
like Mikel Antonio, essentially he needs to go on a
A
trial to play for
trial.
Jamaica?
Awesome.
Ryan, it not go work.
It's not good. Ryan, you can imagine like Mason
no,
say,
I'm not saying it's supposed to work, I'm saying that's what the track and field do
who
because
could all right, let me ask you this question. If um let me find a big baller out there. Say let's use Lewandowski. Say that listen, I just marry a Jamaican so I can play for Jamaica. I'd love to come and play. You are telling I don't want him to go on trial, brother. He's not play. He no need to play anywhere. Class is class. Class is class. And I am saying that if I want to go to the World Cup, Ryan, I'm a goalkeeper, and I know you're a big keeper, Ryan. All right, and I see you come in. I am happy. Why? Because my goal is to get to the World Cup. It's not necessary to play in the World Cup, because I'd rather go to the World Cup and sit on the bench than have 4 World Cup qualifying campaign where I don't qualify. I'd rather go to 1 World Cup and sit on the bench, Ryan, and you keep than to miss out on 4 World Cups. So what I want the players to get is this. At the end of the day, the truth is get the best players out there to get us to the World Cup because it's going to help all of us. If you go to the World Cup, every player is going to benefit. Why they are going to benefit, Ryan? Because it opens up opportunities. More eyes will be on Jamaica. Your value as a player goes up. And that is the kind of mindset we have to have. Sometimes, brother, we have to think about the whole and not just and we have to be we have to think outside. You always talk about thinking outside the box. Don't think about your own self. Think about other people. The honest truth is, if some of the players were good enough, they would be in better places. You have to be anytime you want to do anything meaningful in life, first thing you have to do is to be honest with yourself. Don't think too highly of yourself, nor think too lowly of yourself. Ryan, I would not compare myself to you. And here's why. Because you have been in this longer than me. So if you come to me and say, man, listen, I think you should do this. It would be foolhardy of me to say, hey, Ryan, you're idiot, man. Where you come from? No, you are better at it than me. You have been doing it for a while. So Ryan, no, man, you go ahead and do it. I watch what you do and I learn from you because if you're doing it and I'm around you, it's going to benefit me. I'm going to get better. When I run you away now, who am I going to learn from? When we run away the better players, how are we going to improve? That's big picture thinking. And that's what we're struggling with. We don't think big.
You know what I dislike, Mannings, and maybe Ryan can chime in, or maybe even the guys in the comments section. I would love to hear you guys' opinion on this. It really irritates me when the fan base separate the players.
Yeah, man.
It irritates me so much because for me it's just like you're being a hypocrite for who you are. We are out of many one people. That is our national motto. That is our pride. And every time I hear them separate the players, I'm just like, you've lost me. You've lost me. You can't call yourself a patriot and you are separating the national team. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And but not only that, Chris, imagine, I always say this. Imagine um I am a footballer playing in Jamaica. Just imagine this, right? Let's use two local clubs. So Ryan plays for Boys Town and say I play for Mount Pleasant, right? I disrespect Ryan in the national team. All right, Ryan disrespects me. Mount Pleasant playing $1 million a month. Boys Town playing $10 a month, as an example. We get called up for the national team. Ryan disrespects me because he's from Kingston and I'm from Senton, but I'm the captain of Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant decides that they are going to bring Ryan to the team. How you think now I as a captain going to speak about Ryan? Because remember, I am the captain, so I have a certain leverage. The point I'm making is that I always say this, some of the players need to understand that you never know where life is going to take you. You could end up at Reading. You could end up at Blackpool. You could end up at Derby County. You could end up at Brentford. What are you going to say to Ethan Pinnock? What are you going to say to Liam Moore? What are you going to say to Kevin
Stuart?
What are you going to say to these players if you speak a particular way about them or treat them a particular way? You never know where life is going to take you. So be careful how you treat and speak about people.
You're right. I remember when I was playing Manning Cup, in the summer you have everybody from the school come trying out. You know what I mean? And a lot of the player them couldn't play and like, bro, why wanna come, bro? And just wasting time, bro. Why wanna come? And me have this habit, bro, where bro, don't go in at the pot, bro. Until you go in at the pot, bridging, you have to wait till every star eat first. That's so because me were the captain, and the coach said to me, say, yo, Ryan, just leave them. Once him now fall out of character, leave them. And you know what him said to me? When you leave school, you never know. You turn up in a bank. And one of these boy running that bank. And then them going to interview. Him going to remember when you break him, when you lick him with a spoon in him forehead. Don't go in the pot. You understand? And
Yeah.
from that, I learn. Never look down on someone. Never look down on someone through you in a better position. I always tell people that. You
Yeah.
understand? No matter how small the YouTuber have management, him could have 5 subscribers and him reach out to you and you have the time.
Yeah.
We to them. Never know. I tell people this game is a funny game. Me can hear for like 2 years and management just come fly past you. One video. So never look down on people. Not because him don't have enough subscribers, he don't want to do a collab to help. You understand? These are the things where I learned early from I was in high school. And remember, my coach said when you leave here, so you will never go in another system like this. When you leave here, you never eat proper when you're playing football. And I always say, why you always bigging up yourself and thing? But me know why. Now me leave, I go to play for Boys Town and Onyx Garden. Not even 6% I want me get a Excelsior. Me get a Onyx Garden. You eat on time, you eat lunch, you eat breakfast, you get 6 tablets a day, supplement, you get cane juice, you know what I mean? You get watermelon, you get malt after game. Bro, well professionally, where I live, where I sleep comfortable, AC, you know what I mean? So this is when I know I have an IQ for football. So when you see me come and I criticize the JFF and I say, yo, this is how the thing's supposed to run. Man is man. You think the fans down in the comment section don't know? You think they don't know how a football team, they know when a football team going forward, you know? Just like how me and you support Arsenal. You support Arsenal, I'm support.
Yeah, like me and you support Arsenal, yeah.
Yo, the money now gone away, brother. From you look, you can fans can look at a team and know when them going somewhere, bro. The federation all over the place and the field, the team, from the coach, bro. My coach called me and say, "Yo, Ryan, my son, stop build up your hopes." And the man say, "My son, me see you on YouTube. Don't build up your hope. No talk about reggae boys are gonna World Cup or win a Gold Cup. No do it." I'm say, "Why?" The man say, "Them not organize." I'm live to come see that day. Yeah. A month ago, the man tell me say, "Yo, them too much eruption are going behind the scene."
Yeah.
And see there, hear it, here I look at it. Coach, I saw up him face. You don't know when the man, you don't know, you don't know when Tapper happy. Not even a look smile. Nothing, man, serious. Same thing in the federation, honestly. Same thing the player them. I say, yo, we don't know how much money I get. When I show with this, that last time we play a practice game, Saudi Arabia will get too much money. And them I tell the player them say, yo, another that the money they them get. Bro, it's stressing, bro. It's stressing, bro. Not even my kids or my wife give me so much stress like the JPS, bro. Anyway, that what me have to say in the manage, man. I go,
Yeah.
I go run left both of you guys.
Walk.
Yeah. I go
Take
eat
care,
some,
Ryan.
eat some watermelon and lay down with my wife, yeah. Top of them
Don't
alright.
don't run, walk.
Top of them alright, brother. Them stress me too much, bro.
All
Trust me.
right.
The way I love the thing, bro. I just feel like we can't move the JFF. We can't move them. Can't move all of the 22 player them. Let's try move one man, no man, and see if we can get our changes. Why we have to wait so late? I'm telling you already, bro. Is no way you should have come in at the World Cup. And some of the fans down in the comment section, me are cussing to brother because I want to make this happen. When I come and make video, I want to tell me about how I like my own. How I for like my own and my own. How I for like my own. And my own don't respect himself. Bro, you have to respect yourself, bro. You understand? I'm tired. I'm sick of it, bro. Big man thing, bro. Tapper, if you love the thing, brother, if you hear this, bro, in a decent way, bro, appreciate everything you done as a player. We just want no man and give somebody else a chance, brother. Just want no man. Sure, vex, man. Time of vex, bro, may I tell you, bro.
Yeah. But
Want
in
them
life, in Crystal, in life, one of the things you have to learn is, and one of the things I've learned from this whole process and the interview is there's a need for us to temper our expectation, because sometimes I tell people that you must always under promise and over deliver, but never over promise and under deliver. And so how I view it is that really and truly, were we unrealistic in our expectations, and we have set our levels so high, not realizing how low we are. So let's really sit down and analyze, because what we have done, we have looked at the whole thing in a little bubble. We have paid more attention to us whilst ignoring what is happening in all the other places. For example, Panama has had a team for over 90 games. with like 1 or 2 or 3 changes. All right. Mexico had a successful under 20, under 23, and a senior team that they have built through. USA was always looking at 2 sets of players. Canada has a team that they have been working with from under 17. Now, when we saw those things, we still basically ignore them. What do I mean by that? For some strange reason, we still believe with less planning, less systematic operations, we were going to outdo these teams who had a clearly articulated and outlined goal and vision. So who we are supposed to blame? I think we need to, like Ryan just said, some of us need to stop looking out the window and look in the mirror. Look at ourselves. And that's what I have decided to do. I stop blaming Topper. I stop blaming JFF. I stop blaming the players. And I'm going to start calling myself, as of tomorrow, reverse psychology. All right? And why I'm going to do that is the truth is that I did not look at all the other things. I just took the reggae boys in a bubble and think somehow because we have talented players, there is an automatic qualification to the World Cup. It don't happen like that. If everybody around you have a vision and you have none, you're going to suffer. So the truth is, I'm learning to temper my expectations. You understand me? My expectation level is I want them to win, but if they lose, I ain't gonna be disappointed because it has gone down to zero. They have to do consistent things for a certain period of time for me to put that sort of confidence and trust in them. Because if I don't do that, you know what I'm going to do? Every day I'm going to come out here and cuss and cuss. And like Ranty, you'll get stressed out and you understand me, it'll go hurt your head, you'll go sound like you're the idiot. It's like this dog that see a bird and every single day you see the bird, you're just a bark, 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 bark. You can't catch the bird. Like, like I don't understand. I don't understand like dogs and cars. They always want to run down your car. And if you stop them, turn back. And you start drive again, they start running you down. I feel like that is what some of us are doing. We are pursuing an argument that is pointless in the end.
Ravel, me say the coach
Yeah.
took interview, and at no point the person asks Coach Theodore Whitmore, what about Ravel? One on Sportsmax and one on the radio station in Jamaica. At no point the man them asked the man about Ravel and the man a talk about Ravel. Papa, you way do brother. You say if you just want to talk, I don't want nobody interview you, you want to talk. It's easy, you know, just walk on a TV and say, listen, I just want to talk with it on my mind. I don't want somebody interview me. Can't make no sense. Nobody interview you and you give your answer to the question. The man has never answered to a question when them ask him. Bro, me know me need help without me talk. But top of your worse than me, bro. You need more help than me, bro. Trust me. Anybody asks a question, bro, you say what up on your mind. You never answer the question, bro. How come you have a man who I like this I run I lead us as a nation? No, seriously, bro. I did think me need help. But when me listen to coach the other week more, bro, you need more help than me, bro. Trust me.
Yeah, but listen, with the Ravel thing, let me tell you, like that,
What to Ravel, bro?
it,
Why?
it was
Philip
disappointing, but I
um when him there? Is that true? Where Ravel said that him done with the national team.
no, but well, listen, even if it's listen, there are players. Everybody can be very emotive. Like there are times when somebody says something bad about me, and I have an instant reaction. But when you think about it, because the truth is, you know, we can put things in all relationships. Well, most relationships are mendable. So I'm not going to put it out there like this is done and over. It can be. Go ahead.
I think with this one, there's quite a few different interpretations in terms of what was said in that interview. If you go on to Believe Baller, thankfully they've uploaded the whole interview onto their YouTube channel. Um, and actually, when you listen to the interview, Ravel wasn't the only player that was called out. He mentioned McGee. He also mentioned
Amari Bell.
Damien Law as well. There was a few players that was called out, and
No,
it's
he
funny.
he didn't mention. He didn't. The interviewer asked him about Damian Lowe, and when they asked him about Damian Lowe, he said that Tyreek McGee should go and demand the ball.
No, yeah, exactly. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. But he could have essentially shield Tarek McGee, right? Because there's this general understanding or assumption that Tapper favors the Jamaican born players or the locally based players. But that in that scenario, he was in my opinion, he wasn't trying to shield any particular player. Right. And then when he used Ravel Morrison, he said, give him an inch. I believe he said, give him an inch and he will take a yard. And what I gathered from that, going back to what Ryan said about, when you are in the team, there should only be one true leader. I think for him, what he was trying to say that with players like Ravel Morrison, you have to know how to manage them, right? Because you don't want things to get too drastic. And with that, what he's trying to say is, yes, you can have the captains. Yes, you can have the vice captains, but overall, there should only ever be one leader, and that leader should be him. So that's what I got from that interview and that example of Ravel Morrison.
I remember when me a Captain Excelsior, I feel like I am the man. You know what the coach did to me? Man say only one man here.
There you go.
Take that badge from me.
There you go, right? And
Never
that's
feel
why I'm
like
saying, and that is why, sorry to cut you off, and that is why I'm saying that maybe some people are reading into the Ravel's comment a little bit
no,
too
in my Ravel a
negatively.
problem. In my Ravel be a problem behind the scene. In
I
my
don't,
Ravel,
I don't, I don't, I don't know about that, but for that interview with that comment, I'm saying based off what we've seen with Ravel at
tell you
other
what,
clubs.
you know most of the thing what happened in that interview is now what me more look on what him never say. He want to say something and him hold back.
Mm-hmm.
He want to say a lot of thing. All the English based player them where him say if that's why I'm really disappointed in the interview. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Me really disappointed in the interview. Why no, bro? I ask you, why no? Why no you come do an interview like this? Why no? Why no when you have a important why this interview never come after the Gold Cup and you talk about the problem and we try to fix it in that month? We
Yeah,
are
but
going,
but Ryan, to be fair to the coach, though, a lot of people are asking for him to say something.
Exactly.
bro, it's not oh yes, I saw the man answer to something, bro.
No, man. What I'm
But
saying to you, though,
Ryan,
what I'm saying to you is that we were asking for him to talk,
yeah,
and then he talks, and then we are saying that he should not have talked.
yeah.
What we can say is that okay, we ask you to talk, you talk, but this is you should not have said that. What we can't make it about, him talking because we wanted him to talk.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to move the conversation from him when he should have because we were asking for it. What we need to discuss now is that what he said, what should have been said. And sometimes the truth is you can't say everything, Certain things you have to, and I agree with you, Ryan, with some of the things. Listen, I agree with you, but Tala was a very good point. Let me say it this way, right? I don't question people's education. But it's a communication, Ryan. Hold on, it's a communication, Ryan. Let me show you something. You know that I could say, hey, let me give you an example. You know that your capacity to reason at an intellectual level, I find it to be below the maximum standard to communicate with someone like me. Or I could say, yo, my youth, you're big old done, so don't talk to me. Me and on the same level. I've said the same, I mean the same thing, but I've said it two different ways. Both are just as disrespectful. But for a person who understands some of the word, they could even walk away thinking it's a compliment. I will say this, that the coach has a problem in how he communicates what he wants to say, how it is done. All right? And for that reason, I think sometimes he doesn't speak. And so when he speaks, I think the difficulty is how I like you know how Arteta, like no matter how Arsenal, let me give there's an Arsene Wenger. Like you always wonder if he lives in a different world when he speaks about Arsenal.
And you're
Because
the new coach now, Arteta. If I
because
talk him to make him win the Premier League, the man beat Pep Guardiola
ex-
and the man beat
ex-
Jurgen Klopp.
exactly, because he's not just a footballing person, but he's highly intelligent. And I think sometimes when people have certain positions and they are not they have the position but their level of education outside of that area. So I'm not talking about footballing ability, but educationally, I don't think he's at the place to articulate many of the things in a way that we'd find appealing. And
Yeah,
that's why I've always advocated for somebody around him who would better represent his thoughts in words.
but one of the thing where they go through when they're doing the coaching batch, it's not when they're doing the coaching back at the highest level, it's not all about the football, management. Most of these man, it's not all about strictly football getting at the exam.
Yeah, man, I know because I do those things right. But what I'm saying though about communicating football is different from being interviewed and knowing how to articulate yourself in such a way that you can even be. Arsene Wenger has criticized players, and the player feel like he was praising them. There's a way to communicate. There's a way to communicate with words that even in your worst times of criticism, the person you're criticizing walks away with a smile. That you don't learn in your football badges. That you learn when you do writing in English in college, when you do comprehension and composition and writing stuff for
Only for
teachers.
essay and these things.
There you go. When you do public speaking, you do oral communication. When you do those things, you learn. When you do marketing and you learn about how to negotiate and how to mediate, and you learn those different things. When you do psychology, you understand psychology
Bro,
concepts and
reading too,
connection.
bro.
There you
More
go. So I am saying to you that I think sometimes people mean well, they just can't communicate well.
proper. I get you. I get
So,
you.
so you know what they choose to do? Because you could be in a position, that you can. All right, we had a prime minister who was prime minister, and the person's biggest problem was not that they didn't have a good heart, but they would say, "Don't draw me tongue." You don't say that as a prime minister.
Yeah.
But the
No,
person,
no,
so man,
you see, people always, bro, am I prime minister that, what I mean? Me never vote for her, but I play for her team and
okay.
love and respect her. So when me and you go that way, then I say, yo, what management I do to my prime minister? Anyway, at the time when she said that, right? When she said, don't jam my tongue, I think she that conch. No, 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 no. No. Another time that I went the election when she said,
Yeah.
don't jam my tongue. But we have another time when some boy get under her skin on a country and she say, away you think I can bring my boys them down here to you. You understand?
Yeah.
Sometimes in the moment, bro, you know I will come out when you're
You
frustrated.
have to know when you're a leader, Ryan. Certain
You have
things.
to control yourself,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. And I think what happened with the coach is that I I don't think he articulates himself in a way that is clear enough to the listeners. And it's not that he means any harm by it, but it could be received the wrong way. Because the coach will tell you, if him say, him say, yo, I want you, man. Yo, hey, I would them idiot YouTuber boy.
All right,
But
management.
he's not saying that to disrespect you. All he's saying is that what that means to him is, Ryan, me know this football more than you.
Yeah.
But how he says it comes across like he's a this, the matter, this. And you know one thing, Jamaica, you know what the biggest problem with Jamaica, and we need to get past this? Everything we say, a this man, a this way. This
Yeah.
man, a this way.
We have
Everything,
to
like,
go.
I'm on walk past it, a this man, a this me. I'm on
Yeah.
look for a lady, a this man, a this me. I'm
But
on say, hey, Ryan, you know, say your wife look nice. Hey, I'm married to this year, this me. Like, what do you think about this?
The mentality.
Kata, Talawa, let me tell you something. I don't know if you guys and been interviewing coach and player, right?
Yeah.
I can know when the interviewer go wicked. How me know that? I can know when I go enjoy the interview. You see, I interview a few reggae boys player. I respect to every single player who I respect and coach. I interview Kemar Taxi Lawrence. The first like 2 minutes in the video, I say, yo, this is gonna be a classic. Interview Shaman Nichols, I say, yo, this is gonna be a classic. I interview Marlon King, it's gonna be a classic. I can know when the interview are gonna go well. I can know when me I go do less talking. You ever feel a way they tell away in the interview? You can feel when you start out the interview like you're going to do less talking, you're going to ask less question. You have the book, where you write down a lot of questions where you're going to ask a person. But when them start to speak, the way the conversation, like, me and them talk off camera.
It depends on the interviewee. I think for interviewers, it's up to us to set the tempo, to kind of warm up the interviewee, to make them feel comfortable. If you don't warm them up and get them to feel comfortable, they're going to talk less, and you find them giving you one-word answers.
Yeah, but it's not only because you have to warm up the interview, With the same thing when Manning's man I say, some of them probably don't do a lot of interview, and with the Jamaican player, them many of them, not saying them cannot do interview, they don't do a lot of interview for practice to train. You understand? Because all me get good at it. I could interview me. I say the first person I go interview, me worried. I'm worried, me nervous. Talawa, seriously, me nervous. I know me at the interview, that's how I say, practice. The more you do it, the better you get on camera. Now, I can slow the temper, I can pause, I can dictate the game. Because the more video I do, the better I get at it. Right? So, I interview Andre Price. And I tell you, bro, the first 1 minute, I said to him, say, that interview will be a classic.
Yeah. But right, I'll say this to you, though. If I am going to interview somebody, all right, so I have done interviews to people, all right? And here's how I do my thing. I don't know what is going on. Sorry, before to go off my mistake.
Yes, man, when you have interviews,
let me give it.
I'm not ask too much question, bro. I want to be like me and them have a conversation.
Hold on, let me give you this. I'll give you a piece of it. It's when I'm going to interview somebody.
Yeah.
I know beforehand if I want to create controversy, create peace, or like I know what I want to project. If I want to project the person as because the interviewer does that. If you want to project the person to be doing a good job. So let me tell you this. That type of interview was to project him as a person who want to do well. That's how it started. If you notice when Lance Whitaker and the young lady, they were questioning him, everything was going well. I believe there were some underlying hearing of stuff because there was a hostility with the third person asking the questions, and I think that had to do with I probably like for example, if Tapo were on here today talking to me and Crystal, and then you came on, I think it would change the mood.
Oh, me?
No. Just all right. In other words, watch it. In other words, even if Crystal and I are interviewing him and things are going well, watch this. When you come on, I think it's going to immediately evoke a particular defensiveness with him. That any question after that, the tone is going to change. Why? Because he sees you as being hostile. So here is what I deduce from the interview. When George Davis started asking the question, he felt like there was hostility. So George had to say, but I am agreeing with you. I am agreeing with you. I am agreeing with you. In other words, he preempted that this man is coming to be very hostile. He preempted that this man is Ryan. This is Ryan LFC. All right, I am ready for you, Ryan LFC. I think that was his posture.
You see,
and so that is why
Jack, because guess why? It's what you just said a while ago. Me know what to do to get controversy out of the interview, you know. Me know what to do, you know. You understand? But it's the person where I ask the question, man. Mannings, man. It's if them have the experience, you don't get that. That look, it the way I look out at the interview, brother, you will never get it, bro. Because the person have a lot of experience and him don't fall out of character, bro.
Yeah, man, but what I'm saying though is that, listen, he came into Crystal, you understand what I'm saying, Ryan, is that
I understand
he was
it.
okay, no, but here it is. This person, Ryan, has a problem with me. Why is he even coming on this to ask me a question? That is his posture. So you're going to ask him, for example, how many wheels are on cars? Why you ask about how much wheels on cars, right? Because in his mind, you're hostile towards him. So he's operating from that premise. He's operating from the premise that there's no good question you want to ask him after all that you have been saying about him. And I think that is why I think that is the part of the interview that kind of went a little bit out of character, because everything up to that point.
Remember, you know, before anyway I go interview, most of the time, you have that in a you. If you say, yo, boy, like him probably I watch, as we say, him probably I watch Ryan LFC and all the time, I always I go at him. So when me know to get the chance to ask him a few questions, him have that difference build up in him when him
Exactly. So Ryan, you ask him, you said, hey, Coach Richmore, I mean, how is your family? Because he already knows. Because listen, be honest. If every time I hear you say negative about me, and you ask me about my family, what do you think I'm going to think? Be honest, Ryan. What am I going to think? You think you can fool me, brother? You try to go around me about family. You ever talk about my family, but you sure you can ask about family? Brethren, that's going to be the man posture. We act like the person who was asking the question has normally been hostile towards him. That is why his mode changed. He became defensive because he assumed that the man must be coming to probably attack him or put pressure on him. And I think that's
what we attack, you know. And you know, if you say nothing bad about him, no, I remember this guy, he work at sports, work Sky Sports. That guy work at Narragansett. I can't remember his name. He always interview the coach and the player. What's his name, Krista?
Who you thinking of? There's so many, Ryan. Who you thinking of?
Yes, man, you have one of them who work at Sky Sports. He's the one who interview most of the top coach them. I don't remember his name, but remember one time grab the mic from him. Like grab the mic and I say, you know, see Rav injured and them thing. I like club frustrated, kind of ask club some question where kind of get club furious and club grab the mic from him and just say, yo, I'm not here for the bullshit, and just walk away. I can't remember his name, man. Not Carragher, man. Him always work it Gary Neville and Carragher.
I can't think of who you're thinking of. What does he look like?
Man, him stout. I don't remember his name, but especially when the Gary Neville podcast after the weekend game, he's the one always interview Gary Neville. I don't remember his name, man. But maybe I remember his name and tell you, bro.
Carragher?
No, it can't be Carragher because he would remember Carragher.
He face not really show up on the camera, but you can know him voice and hear him.
Continue, man, we'll get it, man. We'll get it. That was a lizard?
Nice. Oh, it's one of those little
people, Crystal had a lizard attack.
Guys, keep talking. I'm gonna have to go and spray this.
No.
1 second. I'll be back.
Just like this. Yeah, anyway.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Mannings, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, bro, like me know like me probably if Coach Whitmore see me, I don't know what me do, but I know him probably see. But you know what I know say? You know what I know say him probably see a lot of my video them. The other day, some people from Jamaica call me and say, yo, brother, you're all over the radio, bro. You're all over the radio. I say, what me do over the radio I do? wanna play Mexico, brother.
Yeah.
Is it? And when me know say the content are reach people, brother. When me see Christopher Martin, when me see Boom Boom, when me see all of these big superstars, when me say things and piss off people, like they link me up on Instagram and say, ah, Ryan, you know, you wrong me the wrong way. And me I say, long time you watch me, and I must say something, I must do something good that say, yeah, watch you condemn them so long. But me say something bad, but me I say, yo, Liverpool, sick and tired of them, man, and me I say, yo, man, and them, man, if leave now, and here comes Boom Boom, man, say, yo, Ryan, yo, long time me I watch you in Ryan, and me not like that way you talk about the team and thing. I mean, I say, school no Boom Boom, man, you know me have to keep it. That's all. You gonna get good from me, and you gonna get bad from me. Crystal Carl.
Yeah. What I'll say, Ryan, is this. Listen, the truth is, there are also persons we must understand. Like I will do a lot of content, and I think I am very balanced. I tell people, listen, I don't have any agenda. So when I need to be critical in a negative way, I will. But I always seek to offer solutions. But here's the thing: I also know that there are persons that nothing good you see about people, they're going to tell them. In other words, when people trying to get into people's pockets and beside them, they will never tell people when you say anything good. In other words, they're going to dissect, they're going to extrapolate, they're going to take things from what you say and say, listen, you know that this person said this. In other words, I will give good points about the football, and nobody will speak to the persons about that. However, if I get up one day and criticize, they will tell them. And so there are persons out there who are on assignment to create a negative energy, and a negative energy alone. You understand what I mean? And we
Yeah.
have to like the day. All right, there was a game earlier in the JPL. Seeing that Chris is on, who does commentary out there from for Sportsmax. All right, and I was very critical of how poor the game was. And you know that a lot of people talk about how me I diss the league. Do you know that every week I pick a team and I'm telling you how people are? Because when people want to be people's friend, they normally find the worst thing other people say about them to turn them off from them. And I'm saying that, Ryan, that's something you learn and I learn. Because when you say good, nobody's going to tell him, you know.
Yeah.
That's how this game is.
I have a question for Ax
Yeah.
and Crystal. I want you guys to be honest with me. Big up to my brethren, Chris Sports. You need to link up with Manning's man. I'm crying out for you. Chris,
Chris, no, yeah, my man Chris did a show, man, on the JPL, man.
when?
When was it, Chris? I don't remember.
But
But we did
anyway,
it.
big
Yeah.
up to my brother. Enough respect. Good to see my brother passing through. But yeah, man, I want you are both of you guys on the panel and down in the comment section. I want to be honest with me. Totally honest. Now start with Crystal. Crystal, not because me your friend, more you give me an honest view.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for the viewers them down in the comment section.
People
After
need to like the video now, please. You can't be watching for so long. We can't be on for 1 hour, 43 minutes and 15 seconds and you don't hit the like button.
yeah. So my name's no, me I ask Crystal
Yeah.
first. Take
Mm-hmm.
the buyer so tight with me. Me and your friend and thing. Guys down in the comment section. Crystal, I think me go too hard on topper. Tell me honest you.
I
Don't go around the thing. Tell me the
No,
honest.
I'm not gonna go around it. I'm glad you asked me that because I was gonna pick up on it before we close the show. I understand where you're coming from, but I think that it will be great if you gave a balanced argument because you and I know you, Mannings, and the guys in the comment section know that our biggest problem is not Tapper. So I understand your frustration, and not many can disagree with your frustration because more often when it comes to the reggae boys, you don't do this with Liverpool, but with the reggae boys, you speak of emotions. So naturally, your content will be different to my content and sometimes Manning's content. And this is where it becomes a little bit complex because I understand where you're coming from, where you say you want Tapper out. But my biggest criticism of that is what happens with the next manager. And I know people are calling out and said, and I think you might have said it as well, that you would like another locally based manager to take over. But my problem with that is the system isn't there for that. The system isn't there for any doesn't matter how much trophy you have in your cabinet. The system isn't there for no local manager to come over and take over the national side. So I get your frustration and it is very relatable, but I think that you should have a balanced argument where you actually look at the root of the problem, because we know the root of the problem is and always will be the federation.
All
Over
right.
to you,
You
Manins.
ready?
I'm
You
going to
ready for
come
me
back
now?
to you and answer your questions. Over to you, Manins.
All right. So you see, in my
And
in my
more
shelf, right?
you just start watch me. I'm going to give me honest
Yeah. All right.
question.
So in my shelf, right, I have many books. One of the books that I have, people, if you have not read it, you need to read it. You need to read it. It's called Great Leaders Ask Good Questions. All right, because they say it's not the answers that you give, it is the question that you ask. So I want to commend you, Ryan, because you have asked a very good question. Because the first thing about a person is really to find out where I am at. So watch this. I believe on platforms like these, we need a little bit of everything. We need people who are over the edge, people who are under the edge, people who are getting to the edge, and people who are far from the edge. All right? Now, you don't have to be all of those things in and of yourself. But I think fate would have it that you connect with a crystal and you have connected with me. Because here's the thing, I can join in being very critical, but I can also offer you balance in the conversation like Crystal just did. But what I don't want you to do is to say, no, what you're doing is wrong. Because I never
Yeah.
tell people that. I don't tell people
Yeah.
that you're wrong. I say that, listen, how can we do it better? That's how we have to view life. So how can we do it better, Ryan? So here's the thing. You have to keep burning the fire because that is
Yeah.
necessary. Because
Yeah.
if you stop, then who else is going to do it? Not everybody is going to like it. But Ryan must always be Ryan. What needs to happen is that friends like Crystal, friends like me, halftime TV, the other persons need to be on the show with you sometime and say, but Ryan, because the show need
Yes.
that. When you look at like First Take with Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless, you have like they're up, one hate LeBron, one love LeBron. You need that. One have no good thing to say about KD any at all. No matter what KD does, KD is an, you understand me? And the next the next one is that KD is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Right? You need that. You have two talk show persons. One is in love with Messi, and
Yes.
they call Messi the goat.
Why you
The
think
next
that? Why you
the
think
next one called Messi the cow. You
you think
understand me?
them
Coward.
plan
Right?
that, Manins, man?
Huh?
You think them plan that?
I, it's their personality because like my personality is like this. I can be I can be very critical. I can be very negative. I can be. Your personality, Ryan. Listen, you are who you are based on how
Yep.
you were raised, based on how you experience life. So listen, when you come on these platforms, you're gonna sound like a youth from Rima. You're not going to come on and say, people, let me speak to you. See, when it comes on to Jamaica's football and Coach Tapper, let me give you a brief breakdown of his history. You're not going to do that. Listen, you're going to look for what is wrong and say, Bridget, let me tell you what me think. This is what the problem is. And that is fine. But here's the thing. A halftime going to come on and he's going to be on it with you. And he's going to share a perspective that people need to hear. What I'm saying, that's what you need to do. What you don't need to do is say, I am going to stop saying what I believe is right to be said. What
Yeah.
you need to do is, I'm going to find others who can give an next perspective than what I am saying. Because listen, the truth is, none of us are always right.
Yep. Spot on.
All right. Let me tell you something, guys.
Oh my God. Guys, I'm coming back. One
that no,
second.
that is not your God, Crystal.
All right. You are
That's an insect.
all right. What happened still? I beat the JFF badly, but I realized that it's very difficult for me to get rid of so much people. I still burn the fire. But you see, Manning's man, I wasn't putting too many pressure on Theodore Whitmore because I'm saying they're giving basket to carry water. But Based on me sitting in this chair, management, pay attention to me, please.
Oh, sorry, keep
Based
forgetting.
on what the
Yeah,
information where me get. You see, if me really want to tear in Tapa, I can, bro. I
yeah,
can. I can take up my phone, the phone around this, brother, and the voice note and thing with me get about
yeah,
what's going on in the camp and who are the person who should be the man who leading this and not supposed to make some of this thing happen in the camp. Big
yeah,
man thing, bro.
yeah,
Me have to put it on Pantapa. When me come and make 2 video about I giving Coach Theodore Whitmore 2 game, the USA and the Canada game. Brother, one day after, somebody has sent me a voice note. I said, no, me not give him no more chance, bro. I can't give him no more chance. Cause if me give him one more chance, the whole thing I go fall apart, bro. I'm not just come here so for just make up thing management.
yeah,
Always, this is me. Behind half camera, this is me. This is me. I'm not going to change. This is my personality.
exactly.
You understand? Bro, most of these things will go on at the camp, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Only one man. Bro, some decision we top of make. JFF not upon the field to make them decision there. You understand?
Absolutely right. That's why Crystal and I are saying, Ryan, that you have to continue to be you. What is important is the relationship you have with a Crystal, the relationship you have with a halftime TV. Because, like you just said it, listen, you know why? Imagine a world where everybody was Ryan. You'd be tired of that world. Brethren, we can't even deal with yourself. We don't want to. None of us want 2 of us. None of us want 2 of us. And
True.
that's why I always tell people, listen, you see, if you were like me, we can't stay in the same space. Right? And if you find if your wife is like you, brethren, you're gonna get divorced. You don't have to be different. 200 can cussy or 200 can fighty, 200 can chatty. One of you listen, one of you talk. So here's the thing. YouTube needs you. What I will say is what I was saying earlier, is that people in places of influence, on whatever platform, when you come on social media and you hear Ryan, there's also a Crystal. So you take some Ryan, you take some Crystal, you take some halftime, because guess what? You can, everybody has something to say. Don't be stuck on Ryan and then say Ryan need to change. You can go listen to some other people too and get a mixture. But if you are listening to one person, you understand me? Don't complain. Don't complain. You understand? But somebody have to do what you're doing, Ryan. Somebody listen. And here, you know what is funny? A next coach may come in and you up on them side and maybe them time they may go burn the fire.
Yeah,
Yep.
You understand me? That's what the thing needs.
true.
That's what the thing needs. With this idea that a person have to, and I see people come on my channel sometimes because I just start and say, boy, they don't. It's okay to not agree with me. I'm I'm not doing this because I want you to agree with me. I am giving you my perspective, and it doesn't mean my perspective is more important than yours. But respect mine, and I will respect yours. And even if we disagree, that is all right. You know, if you agree with Ryan, that don't mean that Ryan of it talk.
Yeah, bro. You see that person the way him say? Bro, I want the man for the world, bro. 100%. Our legend, bro. We love the man, brother. We love the man. We want the man for the world, bro. As a local coach, brethren. But
Yeah.
you see what Jerome Wade do? Jerome Wade do, and I mean I tell you, no, bro. Something will happen down in Japan, bro. Where Jerome Wade lose him job, where them plan up and get rid of Jerome Wade, bro. Them think me no know what go on. Them think me no know what go on, bro. And nothing me know, bro. I'm not bother bring it pan way name the brother. Or the man them set up Jerome Wade for lose him job.
The thing is, Ryan, as Manning's quite rightly put it, it's okay for you to create your own content. Your content is always going to be different to ours because we have unique selling points, and that's what sets us apart. right? We're going to have similar subscribers, but there will come a point where our subscribers don't even know each other. They're completely different, right? Between the three of us. And I've said this to you before, and I say it to Manning. I say it in front of Mannings. For you, I mean, you've had conversations behind the scenes. It's all about knowing your tribe. Know your tribe. Know what's best for you. Know who you can lean on. Know who you can collaborate with. That's why I've told you many, many times, and you will even back me on this, where I say, I don't even know Mannings, but I've said to you, Ryan, the first time when I came across Mannings and he was on your platform, I was like, Ryan, you got to bring him back. And I said that because he compliments you. And I've said that to you behind the scenes, that this guy compliments you, the difference in knowledge. So like Mannings is absolutely right. You can stay with your unique selling point, but try to get the balance. I've told you this. Once you get the balance, you're sailing.
I can't get the balance. You know why? Me can get the balance. The only way I go get the balance, Crystal, unless the team start the good. That's the only way.
No, Crystal is not saying that you need to. What she's saying is that when I am on it, or Crystal is on it, or some other person, they bring a different perspective, which creates the balance on the show. But listen, Ryan, you have to keep. That's why both of us are saying this. You know, Ryan, you see what you're doing? That's what you are known for. The worst thing you can ever do in life is to not be you. Because you always tell people this. You know what is the funny thing?
You know, Mannings, man.
You know, Ryan, you know what is the biggest thing?
You see this Liverpool thing, bro. When me did, somebody stay, somebody stay like where
until them start win.
Until me say better come, and then it just fall natural in me where me just adjust and know say yo, the team are do good.
You ever see people trying to be Michael Jackson yet? You see people trying to be Michael Jackson?
Fake Michael Jackson.
No, hold on. Have you ever seen people trying to be Michael Jackson?
No.
Don't you? You have never seen people trying to?
Yeah, but they never
look like. No, they can't. But watch this. Do you know that the Michael Jackson that they're trying to be is a Michael Jackson that isn't the Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
In other words, the real Michael Jackson never liked that person.
Yeah.
So he transformed himself. But still yet people are transforming themselves to be something that a man don't want to be.
True.
Here's the point I'm making. People are trying to be Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson is trying not to be Michael Jackson. Brethren, you have to be you. And you have to do you. And any day, everybody like you, you have become the devil.
You're a problem.
No, you're the listen. People, no, everybody never like Jesus. So why you think everybody will like you? If you want everybody to like you, brethren, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem. So
funny,
people
it's funny, you know, the reason why I'm asking that question, bro. Like the feedback or the support. Not saying I'm doing it, but the feedback and the strength when me get, bro, may I tell you. From the start to the WhatsApp calling, bro, like, oh my God, bro, like over 200 odd person on a number there. Just a number there. I may have that number there just for the YouTube channel. I may I tell you, so much people. And I don't know, man. I just see what it is, and I'm see it, I'm talk it, me just I go talk. That way there, me go talk it. And the Liverpool thing, one time Bridget say, yo, bro, you're so miserable, bro. You're so miserable. I say, yo, I'm miserable, bro. I know way more me see my team. You know, say me I watch a Liverpool game today when me could get the Premier League game. The local Premier League game, Crystal. And me tell you, Crystal. You know, say the Liverpool game me I watch 2005. And me I tell you, shout out in the room and me start cry. The comeback with Liverpool come back and me I say, Jano, bro, the ball game just sweet my Mannings, man. Because I see my team a come back from 3-0 down. You understand, against a classic AC Milan team, man. Nobody predict Liverpool to win. And me I say, Jano star, when me I go see the reggae boys play like this, Virgin?
Yeah.
Come on, man. And some of the thing, when me and Whitmore talk, some of the thing them where him start the blame game. Oh, under 17 and bro, you're the national manager, bro. That simple mean, bro. Me no know, bro. me have to respect you. You have to walk away from the job. There's no way you can be the national manager and you don't have a footprint. Garrett Southgate and them man there. You know the man say? It's very hard for Garrett Southgate to get a cap and you don't play for the under 23 team or the under 20 team Crystal. Him been most of the players them who him work with now, a player who him coach from the scene the under 23 team and the under 20 coming up. Garrett Southgate. You understand? You must have a footprint, bro. Nothing my you, nothing from 15 years of their own the thing, brother. We walk and look and say, boy, leave a legacy. Just like how me the commissioner of police. The man so hungry, first me by year, a commissioner of police, bro. The man sound like me. The man say, yo, it's no way we have so much people are dead by guns. And yet still, people bringing in gun and we don't have something to charge them for that. Where the law there and the man I beg the government and say, yo, we need to put a stoppage to this. We need to put a stoppage to this. You understand? I mean I say, bro, no commissioner of police has succeed. But one thing me can say, at least if the brother you can get this law where you can get convict for shipping gun inside of the country and them stuff. The may say at least him achieve something. You understand? And the first me ever hear a commissioner of police attack. I don't know if I treat him ignorant or the DM vex, but at a firepower them want me see him attack the government. They need to bring in a lot of law and update the law them where crime and violence can be cool on in Jamaica. You understand?
Yeah. Listen.
And I think just to answer, sorry to interrupt you there, Mannings, just to
Man, not a
respond
problem.
to fresh comment. No, I'm not saying that he doesn't have a go at JFF. I know he does, but I'm saying it's all about the balance. Because what I'm saying is JFF
No,
is
Crystal, him for
way
walk
more.
away. It's like the first time him walk away when him say him want this, him for walk away. Be a man, brother. Be a man and just walk away. Bro. Every good coach of me know in a Jeffrey Maxwell. All of these top manager in Jamaica. Once the club start to go in at them and I tell them overplay, them walk away.
Yeah.
When you're a manager and people are telling things, but why you think I need to run the exclusive there. Why Barnes leave Jamaica? I'm gonna run it. I'm just wait to get some more detail on it. Why Barnes leave Jamaica? You understand? Because people are telling the man things and the man can't bother with that. When you're a man, brother, you walk away, bro. Don't make nobody. That's why them can deal it top of so.
Yeah, but listen, and I hear in Ryan, because here's the thing. At this point, like anyone who says they want Tapa out, I would not agree. I would not disagree with them. I mean, I would say, listen, based on the recent results, you have very valid reasons. Based on how the football look, you have very valid reasons. And nothing is wrong. Nobody, no logical thinking human being could not understand how a person can justify Tapa losing his job. But if a person were to present other arguments, you understand me? I have to still listen to them. The challenge I have is that because I want Tapa out does not negate the fact that the persons who want him in have a point. We have to get to the place of reasoning and intellect that though I want him out, if someone has other points, I may not agree, but I need to listen to them. What I find is that there's this contentiousness that I want him out and don't talk to me if you want him in. Don't deal with me. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. How could you? You're so stupid. All you need to go to. Like that to me is immature, unintelligent, emotional behavior. Because I don't have to agree with the person, but I need to hear the person. We must seek to understand before being understood. And if I dismiss their point, why would they give ear to my point? So I'm defeating my own self. Because what I want to do is to say, listen, and that's what I love, Ryan. Here's what we do now. All right, people, let's give it the facts. Here are the things that we're going to measure him on. He has failed here. Let's do it that way. So when people come to us and we say, why? Here are the facts. Let them present their facts. Why keep him in? Present your facts. But we should not get so emotional that if a man say, no, I want Tapper in. Hey, you see all una mush up the football, you know. That's why someone is going to jump off in a sea and jump. Like, brethren, just let us have a civilized. Listen, we're not like gorillas in the jungle, brethren. This is not like Tarzan and Ape-Man, brethren. This is, you understand me? This is
management.
yeah.
99% of the vlogger them say, yo, them I get the man up to the Chi game them. And the Chi game them come and not one man want talk. Say the man for leave.
Yeah.
Anyway, Crystal, I will leave you on management. So
No, before you go, or I could just wrap this last bit up with Mannings because it's relatable to the game. So you could leave when you are ready, and I will just wrap up the last bit with Mannings. Thank you for blessing me with a moment of your time.
Brethren, be Ryan LFC, man. You understand me?
Ryan LFC, and I'm not only way I'm changing unless I see things going. Bro, World Cup, if you go watch my video, them bro, how many positive me I say, yo, yeah, this and that. Although my coach say, yo, Ryan, stop do that to yourself.
Tell people say me can't be positive, I know, because if you're positive right now, it mean you have big C. Can't be a negative in the right.
Tell the man say, yo, may I stay positive, bro. May I go into the Gold Cup and may I say, yes, best chance. And me take a video and say, yo, Tapper, 5 reasons why Tapper are going to be the first Caribbean coach to win the Gold Cup and such and such. I want me check a stop. Yeah, Travis, but me love sleep. No, man. No, they are weekend and the wife in there.
Yeah.
Like
you might as well stay so I can just wrap up the show the last couple of minutes. I have to ask you, Mannings, and also the people in the comment section. By the way, thank you guys for staying online with us. Thank you for tuning in. Definitely appreciate your support. Mannings and those in the comment section, who has been your player of the JPL? And also, who deserves to be called up to the national side? I've got my player who I think should be called up.
Why I feel like, Ryan done enough because he have nothing about the JPL, he not watch no much.
Yeah, man. My player, before me leave quick, that guy named Atkins that play for Cavaliers. He's the future. But thank you for having me, Crystal. See you.
Take care.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I don't think there is a player now who could play in the team, but I mean, Atkinson from Cavaliers, I think had a very good season. Akwasa Chang from Harborview had a very good season. Ramon Howell from Waterhouse, very good season. The young captain at Arnett Gardens, Guthrie, had a very good season. The goalkeeper for Cavaliers also had a very good season. Ming and King from Cavaliers, good season. Devontae Campbell, like there are so many of them because I watch the league so often. Devontae Campbell, the 17-year-old from Mount Pleasant, he also had a very good season. It would be unfair for me to select like any one of those, so I have to
put your money. I know you said you're not probably the best when it comes to betting. I'm going to shoot my shot.
Go ahead.
Goalkeeper of the tournament, no doubt, is Jadine White, and I think that he will be the next young player to be recalled to the national side.
Yeah, I think he's going. Listen, like Jadine White is going to be a part of Jamaica's football. He's 20 years old.
100%.
People think he went to the Gold Cup in 2019. I think he was a part of that squad coming out of the under-20 tournament with Topi and those guys. All right, so he was 18 years old. Bradford, so there's a lot of good. There are a lot of good players. I mean, you have Tajay Anderson, you have Christo J. Daly at Harborview, had a very good season. Johnny Talbot, who got a contract and went away, was playing really, really, really well. Earl Simpson at Arnett Gardens is a very good centre back. All of these players, I think, are like 23 and under. So I think, I mean, in terms of older players, I agree. Andrew Vanzi looked very good as well. But
But
I think
who are you putting your money on? And if you get this wrong, then you owe me another live. I'm saying the next player
to
to
get
be
called up,
called up as a matter of urgency is Jadine White.
I
And if I am wrong, I will give you a live. I'm going to give you a live anyways, but I'm confident that the next player surely has to
listen.
be Jadine
Well, if you
White.
ask me who is going to get called up, I could see them replacing Dennis Taylor with Jaden White for whatever reason. All right,
100%.
but I would say I could see Richard King getting called up again.
I'm gonna need one
Richard King,
final answer.
you said Jaden White.
I'm
If
backing
that,
Jadine on this all the
I,
way. Goalkeeper of the
I
tournament.
am going to say like Richard King. I would say he stands a chance if we have injuries at centre back to be called up. So I'm going with Richard King just because he has been called already.
So you are saying a recall for King, and I'm saying
Yeah.
a recall for White.
For Jaden White. Yeah.
We will know. We will know who is
That's
right
a very
about
tough
that one.
question.
I'm saying if you are wrong, then you owe me another live. I don't know what you want.
Listen,
If I'm wrong.
listen, even when I'm right, I will still give you another live. It's never a problem. Yeah, Fletcher from Mount Pleasant, Balakar also did well. Yeah, but I'll still give you another live. Balakar, I did mention one of your big baller, Krista J. Daly, who is from your neck of the woods. He also had a very good season, the young player out there at Cavalier at Harborview. Yeah.
Balakar, before we go, I haven't seen your message. I've checked my Instagram.
He's not there as Balakar. That is why. I think because you're looking.
Okay.
Right.
Because it says that he sent me a message, but
Yes.
I'm not
So I
seeing
don't
the
know.
message.
I'm going to send you the name that he uses in the private chat. So I think that is why he uses some other name in the yeah he uses some. I need to find it. Listen, these phone things. Let me find it for you. Put it in the private
No,
chat.
take your time. But before we close the show, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be dropping a premiere in the next 30 minutes of the weekend of action. I intentionally delayed that video so that I can focus on Manning's watch along and also my review. So in the next 30 minutes, you get a live premiere of the weekend of action. And there's quite a few players there that was discussed. We spoke about Jodie Brown, the little baby-faced assassin. She's completely tearing up her league with her club. We also looked at Captain Konya Plummer, and the return of Liam Moore for Reading. So you guys do not want to miss that, and plenty more as well. So do keep your eyes peeled on my channel in the next 29 minutes to be precise, and I will be dropping that premiere. Mannings?
Yeah, man. People, please, if you're normally on my channel and you have not subscribed to Talawa channel and you're watching the video, please, I urge you to subscribe, right? Good young lady putting out good work. Subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Like, it's very easy. Like the video. Just show some support. You understand me?
Thank you. I don't want to name everyone because I don't want to miss out on anyone's name. But guys, I've seen your comments throughout the last over two hours. We was only supposed to do this for 30 minutes. So thank you guys for tuning in. To everyone in the comments section, I appreciate you guys' support so much. And we're going to be doing this again, maybe in the next week or so, myself, Mannings, and Ryan LFC. So have a lovely weekend. And as I said, please look out for my weekend of action review. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe.